Good morning from Camp Massatators.
So do you.
I know.
Nice views, though.
It's my nightmare.
One thing about these wide open camps, the eye-gouging sunlight is a rather effective wake-up. It is now Monday, August 8th. Based on what we have seen of the map, we are kind of anticipating more of what we had yesterday, aka a lot of these four-wheel drive tracks. And per the elevation profile, it looks like we're going to have a little less gain for the remainder into Lima. Or Lima. Apparently some of the locals pronounce it either way, but the hikers anyway have been saying it's Lima. These are basically Jen's last 3 days on trail. Tomorrow will be her very last Taters Tuesday. She is very happy and has been enjoying the trip, but we're both sad that we're going to be splitting up here as she heads back to SoCal and starts the school year. Lima should be a quick turnaround unless something goes very wrong. We basically get in on the 10th. Her bus leaves at 7 something in the morning on the 11th, at which point I will take the morning shuttle at 9 probably out to the trailhead and continue on towards West Yellowstone. The West Yellowstone area is another one of these alternate choices. Looks like a lot of people take a road walk shortcut going by a place called Maxon. However, I have heard the trail going around that, aka the CDT Redline, is actually just spectacular. So I'm going to do that. Only downside there is you have to hitch into West Yellowstone for resupply, which, that's fine. And I mean, going into West Yellowstone has its advantages because apparently there is a backcountry permit office, so I can get my Yellowstone permits dealt with there. Versus if I went the other way, you basically have to do a camp right at the border, do a day hike into Old Faithful Village, and then find out what you're going to have to do from there. We did talk to one northbounder who said they basically gave him an impossible permit requiring him to do like a 37-mile day between camps. And unfortunately, at least in the moment, we seem to be in the vicinity of the southbounder bubble such as it exists. It's a little hard to get any sort of solid numbers or ideas out here since, everybody's going in every direction and there is no sort of permit or even hang tag registration like on the PCT or the AT. Whenever I know that there is a big group right ahead or right behind, I basically try and speed up or slow down just so I'm not right in the middle of them. I really enjoy things like yesterday afternoon where it felt like we were going across those hills and we were the only ones out here. Just gives you kind of a wilder feel. And don't get me wrong, it's fun to meet people and chat with them. We were just chatting with another southbounder this morning named Hong Kong who came by camp. But if you're constantly leapfrogging with people, it's kind of like passing cars on the freeway and then being afraid to stop and pee because then you're going to have to repass all those semis again. You're surrounded by 20 million acres of contiguous natural forest that's yours to roam. Please do not trespass on our 160 acres of private land. Would you believe these are described as lakes? Seems more like stock ponds. So before we were in the cowlands, now we are apparently in the cow plus sheep lands. So you might think that this just looks so exciting on all these poopy cow roads out here that you would just do anything you could to extend it as long as possible. And that is apparently us, because there was a shortcut back there that would have cut 5 miles off and would have helped us set better for Lima, whatever it is. And we got there and gritted our teeth and could not do it. So we are redlining through here.
We're hoping that this is going to get us off of the poopy cow roads.
No.
Up into some pretty canyons. You told me pretty canyons, single track trail.
No, I said it's going to be a four-wheel drive road the entire way. It's just going to wiggle back in the canyons and do more gain versus that was a road that cut off 5 miles. And I'm starting to suspect, based on seeing a few things, that some people are reporting like redline miles while aggressively shortcutting. So today we could have had a 30-mile day quite easily. Some comments did claim that the other way did have signs and that it was an older CDT route. That has been one of the confusions here. The red line on gut hooks is not always the latest and greatest. In one case, there there was a single track trail improvement that was cut that was not on gut hooks. In other cases, there are comments talking about a trail in such and such a spot and how gut hooks redline is wrong. And it turns out it's been updated since the comment. So basically, purist mindset out here is just much more challenging / guaranteed to drive you insane. So that shortcut basically goes out, hits a road, and then comes around the far side of that hill, skipping any of the mountains, because who wants to do mountains on the CDT? Come on. We're here to walk roads, right? Short as possible. Hike up to 15 instead of doing the trail. I was actually kind of surprised to see another person out here. Seems like everybody else is doing that shortcut. He basically came up and said the same thing. Yeah, everybody's on the shortcuts. So hey, you redline, you get the trail to yourself.
Yeah, this counts as a pretty canyon. Glad we stuck to the trail.
I do believe that's a bear over there. So this is Dead Man Lake. We go up, I'm descending down into the canyon. And then we're actually gonna end up climbing up this. Go down to go back up. Just waiting for Taters to catch up and then we'll do lunch. The good thing about Taters liking to stop and have lunch is I'm not like running so short on food that I'm dead by the end of the day. The bad thing is now I've got a stomach full of Parmesan potatoes and we have another big pass or two to do in the heat of the day. Oh, what have you done to me?
Energy to get up there.
Yes, that's what I'm feeling right now. Energy. And there's looking back at where we came down. So that guy with the umbrella said I was the 53rd SOBO he had run into in the last 11 days. Another one of those quasi-hidden water sources you'd never find if there wasn't a comment about it. This one was basically go 0.4 past this junction that barely exists. Look on the left for a wooden structure, hike down the hill, and you will find a cow trough. Well, hell, looks like we got some smoke in the air. Bad smoke, too. Well, the bad news is it's 9 o'clock and we're having to push on because the first usable site we came across with water was already occupied. But hey, we've been out here nearly 40 days and I think that's the first time that's happened, so can't complain too much. We have no idea what's going on with the smoke. We don't have reception and haven't had it for a while, but it was not this bad until all of a sudden, so probably not a good sign.
And just as it was getting dark, we found a camp down in the trees. Home sweet home for the night.